Hello there. This is another session utilizing some Excel VBA and other spreadsheet-based formulas to achieve some tasks with Excel. In this example, basically I'm trying to differentiate the functionality and the difference between the VLOOKUPs and index functions. In this particular examples that I'm going to go through now, walk through right now, it's going to be easy to see where VLOOKUPs fails and what kind of more powerful functions are there available to use. So to start, I'm basically the graphs tab here. As you see, I'm starting with that, and on the right hand side are two boxes. One of them is select product group, the other one is select individual product. In this case, I chose from the available options AFLE total, and within this the drop down box shows these listed items. They're all coming under the AFLE total or AFLE group. So I happen to choose, let's say, the second one from the top. And this box here in the grayed out, it says products in the selected group, and they're all, as you notice, they're all starting with letters AFLEX, AFLEX. So now, to be able to achieve that, first I want to show you what function that I used. This is utilizing this is not utilizing VBA, it's utilizing the spreadsheet level functions. In this case, I'm using the index function in conjunction with this another function called small. Now, index function can be used with various different combinations like index match, for instance. The reason why I'm using this is simply the fact that Excel is looking at as a lookup value. What I chose is, okay, AFLE, and in that AFLEX. So it's going into the raw data, which is the tab named as product list. And in this, I have, as you see on the leftmost column A, excuse me, all these individual materials are mapping to AFLE. So now, if I was using VLOOKUP, using the AFLE, to be able to get the value in column C, or any other column, in this case I'm using the column C values, it'd be stopping on the first occurrence of the AFLE, and it wouldn't be going to the next one, because they're all AFLE. The nature of AFLE is such that it stops in the first occurrence. This is by definition how VLOOKUP function works. So in order to get around this the limitations in this case, because it wasn't allowing me to do what I wanted to do, I found this function actually, the index function. It's basically the whole logic here is based on the index function, again utilized in a small function. So with that, it is finding the first, like an AFLEX here, S10 BRT 30, and let's go there. As you notice, AFLEX S10 BRT 30, this individual product is mapping to AFLE group, and it's pulling its value, $2,926. So the dollars here is not, it doesn't matter for basically the display, the presentation of the functionality here. I'm not showing the dollars. All I'm trying to show here is how index function can be utilized where VLOOKUP fails. And there are many situations that user would be interested in using some more than, for instance, one multiple lookup values associated with multiple the data points that need to be mapped to those lookup values at different locations of the spreadsheet. As you know, VLOOKUP is only looking at the one corresponding value. This one is a little different than that. It's not that multiple, but it's looking at the same lookup value, and it's not stopping at the first occurrence. As you see, it keeps going down all the way until the end of AFLE values, and as I'm highlighting now, there are 11 different items listed by AFLE, and it's pulling those names and populating this drop-down box here. Those are the 11 values, material items that I just highlighted on the raw data, the product list tab. And this gray area section is simply showing what are those items. So there are some other, actually it's a little more than 11, is because there are some more towards, if you scroll down on the product list, having this kind of same name. That's why it's showing more than 11 items. So I am going to go back to, again, formula. So what formula helped me to achieve this? This is rather, complex to build in compared to, simple VLOOKUP, even nested VLOOKUP statements with, excuse me, with multiple lookup values. So I want to start with, I'm going to basically skip this whole, I'm going to highlight as I'm talking. If is error, all this to the end of this is error statement, ending with the double quotes, meaning null value. And I'm going to start with the index here. The first section is basically handle the errors. If there's an error, I don't want to see an A value, so I want to see basically blank cell. That's why I use the is error function. Now, starting with the index, it is looking at the tab, the product list. This is the range A1 to B4772, and then within that range, it's using another function called small. And that small function now is utilizing if statement, if logic within that. So that basically here says if it says product list within that range is equal to I3, and I3 is the selection, in this case AFLE total, and it's using the second function as row function. It says row product list, same range, and row 2, 2, and then 2. Those 2's are basically indicates the column, row and column, and in the column that has the value, in this case the name of the material. So by utilizing this, I was able to circumvent the limitation that comes with VLOOKUP. For this particular goal that I was trying to achieve, VLOOKUP definitely doesn't help me. And I can change, for instance, I'm going to go ahead and choose something else. Let's say ATEX. And ATEX total, as you notice, if you notice, it just flipped, the values change. And looking at the second drop-down box, it shows now all the items that are starting with the letters ATEX, ATEX, under the select individual product. And this drop-down box has been now automatically populated according to the selection that I made in this box under the select product group, and the values here in this gray area under the products in the selected group automatically also changed. Now what it does is it's doing the same thing. It's looking at the product list tab. It's looking at all the values, all the items, materials starting with ATEX, or those items are all mapped to ATEX name, and pulling all. So this is actually, as we see, is pretty powerful function. And when there is a need, when you're using VLOOKUP and VLOOKUP is not helping, you can utilize various different types of index combinations. That's all I wanted to share with this. Thank you for watching.